Welcome to It Was Tuesday, everybody. My name is James Chen, aka Jay Chenzor. I hope you've been enjoying all the content. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below just for the algorithm. But let's talk more about EVO 2023 as a first-time attendee, or maybe even a person who hasn't gone to EVO in a long time and are not sure what to expect at this point in time. There is a lot to do at EVO, and so a lot of people have actually talked to me. In fact, I had a whole video about this. People were saying, like, should I go to EVO if I'm gonna go 0-2, and so I basically kind of talked a little bit about this already. But again, there's a lot happening there, and so the first thing I want to talk about here, to give an example, is EVO just put a schedule out for Friday. They just put a schedule out for the Friday. And if you guys weren't at EVO last year, or if you missed the stream last year, Friday on the main stage, they had a Friday showcase. So instead of playing any fighting games on the mainstream, instead they had a bunch of showcases. They had John Choi versus Alex Vi in like Alpha 2, I think it was, to recreate the original B3 Grand Finals. They had Justin versus Daigo in Street Fighter 4. They had, Capcom. That's where they announced that Tasty Steve and I were going to be in the game as commentators. Dragon Ball Fighters, that's where they announced that there was going to be rollback added to the game, etc., etc. There's a lot of stuff at EVO to do. So let's take a look at the schedule that they posted out over here on the EVO website here. So the EVO 2023 schedule is here, so you can actually see the entire schedule. Let's see if here we go. The stream schedule is here, as you can see. So definitely take a look at that if you get the chance. But here we go. Friday Showcase returns to bring fighting game insights and entertainment to day one of EVO. Friday Showcase starts at 10 a.m. right away. And there's going to be a surprise-filled panel from our friends at Arc System Works. So, I don't know. Like, they don't give any details. Like, there's literally no details. This whole post here is just the tease of death here, right? So, maybe new Guilty Gear. Maybe they'll announce a season. What season are we on in Guilty Gear? We're season 3 now? Or are we in season 4? I can't remember now. But yeah, like 3, yes. So season 3. So, oh boy, if they announce the season 3 and maybe any new characters coming out, or they may save it for Sunday. So who knows? Who knows what they're planning to announce over here? But at 10:55, we're actually going to chance to finally see Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising with Cygames. This is the sequel to Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. It's going to have new mechanics, etc. And, of course, complete with rollback netcode. Oh, dude, if they had a Unio, if they announced an Undernight in Birth, but see, that's not ArcSys, right? They only publish it. That's being developed by French Bread. So I don't know if ArcSys would do anything with that. But GBVSR... a preview tournament is taking place at EVO 2023 for players wanting to get their hands on an early look at the game. So they're just going to have a fun little tournament over there. And then at 12 p.m., Arc System Works returns to the stage. Okay, so here's where they're talking about Guilty Gear Strive. Has been going strong with 2 seasons of DLCs, new platforms, and crossplay. Dive into Guilty Gear Strive at the main stage. So what is happening here? Dude, if they announced the new Blaze Blue, oh yeah, Lighten Rose, if you see me at a tournament, as long as I'm not commentating, feel free to ask for selfie, unless I'm also running somewhere that I need to get to very quickly for schedule purposes. Otherwise, feel free, if you see me wandering around, please approach me and ask for a selfie. Please. So, dude, the Guilty Gear over here again, dude. At 12:30, a surprise developer takes the spotlight for an exciting announcement. We can't say who yet, but I expect a first look had a special reveal from them. We can't wait to show you more once the show gets started. I mean, look, everybody reading this is like Project L. Project L, Project L. What if it wasn't Project L, though? What if it was like Sega and they were like, Virtua Fighter 6? Like, I mean, honestly, though. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens here, but maybe Project L? Project Dota. Oh, God. But then it keeps going. And so there's cool things here. I mean, look at this. That's 12:30. 12:30, and then at 12:40, so 10 minutes. So this is only going to be a 10-minute thing here. If this is only a 10-minute thing here, that actually leads more credence to Project L, to be honest with you. That might be more credence, like, hey, here's a first look trailer. Thank you. Bye. But at 12:40, Seth Killian is going to be interviewing Mena RD, the world's only two-time Capcom Cup champion. Together, they will discuss their history with Street Fighter, tournament experiences, and passion for competitive play. Then at 1:10, half an hour later, Hidden Variable Studios, the studio creating Skullgirls, they're going to be talking about what's coming up next for the Skullgirls community. Again, remember, this is the game that just got its first Season 1 pass, and so hopefully maybe they'll announce a Season 2 pass, but Marie is being worked on currently. If you follow Skullgirls account, you can see a lot of the Marie progress going on over there. I think is really cool. And then at 1:45, Rivals of Aether 2 is going to be showcased. I'm not very familiar with the Rivals of Aether scene. Has a 2 always been known, and have we not seen a lot of Rivals of Aether 2? Or I'm not sure what the situation is with this game. Is this a shock? Is this not a shock? Have people seen a lot of this already? I'm not sure. So, and then ready for a rapid fire reel of indie fighting game trailers. That's going to be cool. At 2 p.m., see what's new in the world of indie fighting games at 2 p.m. Indie game developers throughout the community will show off their creative projects on the main stage. Show them your support and discover your next indie fighter. This is like that indie fighter section, the indie game section of all the Nintendo Directs, right? And then at 2:20, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 History. Justin Wong is actually going to go through his top 5 EVO matches on the main stage. So whether you saw these matches live or just now jumping into UMVC3, celebrate this return of a legendary title with us. That's cool. That's really cool. So get some history here. But that's going to be 40 minutes. But then at 3 p.m., Capcom continues the Friday showcase excitement with their developer panel at 3 p.m. The team unveiled the roadmap for Street Fighter 6 earlier this year. With the first DLC character Rashid recently released, the support has only just begun for Street Fighter 6. Come on down and see what Capcom's cooking. Now this is going to be an interesting one because this is another Sunday game, right? So I don't think that this panel is going to show us Ed or Aki or anything like that. But maybe they'll talk about Future of World Tour or Capcom Pro Tour or whatever. I don't know. But let's... I'm curious to see what they're going to announce here, right? So, yeah, see, that's what I mean, AG42, is I really believe that we'll probably get an Aki trailer at Tops 6 instead. But this is really... Oh, wait. Bandai Namco then also talks about Tekken 8 at 4 p.m. Tekken 8 is impressed with the trailer so far. What could be more in store at EVO 2023? Find out during the Friday showcase and play a preview at the Bandai Namco Entertainment booth. But this is really cool. Obviously, Rick loves Killer Instinct to death. So I'm sure this is a passion project for Rick. But the finale of our 2023 Friday showcase is a special Killer Instinct 10-year anniversary invitational. 4 of the best players from KI's history will take the stage as Rico Suave, Hollywood Sleep, Bass, and Nikki compete in this special exhibition. Join us as we celebrate a decade of this fan favorite title. Following the Friday, that's really cool. I mean, that's really, really neat. I'm really happy. So yeah, that Rico Suave. Yes, yes. Mentos Rico Suave. It's really, really cool. Uh, I'm not going to even acknowledge that comment, Mikey. I'm not acknowledging that comment because I don't want to speculate. Following the Friday showcase is the first top 6 of EVO 2023. Mortal Kombat 11 closes out day 1. Join us as we celebrate the final chapter of MK11 at EVO. So again, Friday is, see, this is what I mean. Like, even if you go to EVO, and let's say you're in the 10 a.m. pools of Street Fighter, and you go 0-2, dude, there's so much to do here, right? There's just so much to do, so much to see. And even if you sat there and just watched all of these things for the whole entire day, you know, skipping one of the panels or 2 of the panels just to grab lunch or whatever like that, and watching the rest of these things, I mean, you just get a lot of cool things. And let me tell you something. The showcase panel last year, like for some of the things that were announced, like when Dragon Ball, like when the director, when she said rollback in Japanese and the translator hadn't even had a chance to translate it, when she said that, like it was almost like a top, like it was almost like someone won the grand finals, dude. I can't even tell you how loud it got in there. It was absolutely insane. So again, there is going to be a lot of cool stuff to watch here, and a lot of hype. And again, it's infectious being in a room full of people who love the same stuff that you do. I'm sure most, like me, most people here, you know, when you're hanging around non-fighting game friends, which the majority of your friends are going to be, it's hard to talk about fighting games. Like, they don't get how hype you are. But when you're here, dude, like, everybody's hype about this stuff, and it's so cool, and it's so exciting, and it's so fun. It's so great, dude. And there's just so much going on the entire weekend. It's entire weekend, dude. Yeah, I mean, obviously DBFZ maybe ran into some problems or whatever like that, but yeah, it's easily worth it, even if you're not going, even if you're not playing. I think that's what you meant. Yeah, that's what you meant, Case Money. But why not play? It's like $10 more or whatever. Right, for sure. But there's just so much coolness going on here. And again, the things that I want to emphasize, Lurker Spine just asked, does EVO have an open play area? They're going to have a full arcade there like they did last year. It was really, really cool. They just had arcade cabinets set up everywhere. And I talked to a lot of the Texas Shot Taker guys at EVO 37 this past weekend. They're responsible for bringing a lot of the cabinets, the same cabinets that we saw at Texas Showdown. And a lot of the other events, you know, we're going to be seeing a lot of those arcade cabinets there. So there's going to be a lot of stuff to do. But then at the same time, Najid is going to be playable for the first time in the S&K booth. Mortal Kombat 1 is going to be playable at the NRS booth. Tekken 8 is going to be playable at the Bandai Namco booth. Who knows what the hell else is going to show up playable at all these booths here. And then, even if that's not your thing, there's also, don't forget, I'm sorry, not Anime Evo anymore. It's Vortex Gallery, which is running side tournaments. They have like 60, 50 games of side tournaments or something stupid. But they always run in another section as well. They're bringing back the Arcade Joystick Museum. And I think Mark Mann's trying to ramp it up this year. Oh, it's not actually Vortex this year. Crunchyroll is going to have something set up this year. There's side brackets, but there's something different. Interesting. Okay, I didn't know about this AG42. Maybe Hagenel in the chat, if he's here, can clear this up a little bit as well. But, and then there's the Artist Alley. And then there's an Artist Alley, dude. Like, the Artist Alley at EVO is ginormous. Ginormous. And every year, every time I go there and talk to the artists there, they always underestimate their sales. They always underestimate their sales. They're like, I didn't bring enough stuff for the weekend. Like, EVO Artist Alley is just full of stuff. And there is so many cool, very creative, unique things The previous Evos, I took a picture of every booth and posted every booth on Twitter. Couldn't do it last time. I just didn't have enough time. So unfortunately, I won't be able to do that again. But there are amazing, amazing stuff. Yeah, and absolutely. And what's cool about that, there is official merch for Evo at the Gaming Generation booth. You're going to be able to get a bunch of Evo shirts and stuff like that. But the Artist Alley is what you want to support, right? That's where you want to go and support, because these are people who are passionate about the game. These are great artists. And let's face it, being an artist these days is rough stuff, man. Rough stuff with all of the crazy AI garbage that's going on these days. So, you know, going to support these artists at the Artist Alley, you know, not only do you get amazing artwork, trinkets, gadgets, books, stickers, collectibles, keychains. Like, I've seen every manner of kind of cool thing at Evo in the Artist Alleys. But not only do you get cool stuff, but you're supporting these guys and their livelihood. And, you know, most of the artists that I've talked to have said Evo is one of the most absolute profitable events of the year. So please go support them, please. And it's that time again. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Nathan. Oh, and most things are fairly priced too. Absolutely. Hey, Nathan, you came wandering on the table. You know what's going to happen. You know you can't avoid this, right? You can't escape. You can't escape. What a good cat. What a good cat. All right. Okay. I'm going to love him and squeeze him and name him George. Yep. So again, there's so much to do at Evo. And the other thing about Evo that's actually really, really cool about Evo is that, remember, Evo is an open tournament, okay? This is not like a lot of other events that you might expect. If you're wandering the floor, you will just run into your favorite players. Like, you will just run into Smug all of a sudden. He'll just be walking around or whatever. And, you know, absolutely. And just, but keep in mind, if they just lost the match or something like that, or if they look like they're busy, leave them alone. But clearly, if it looks like they're kind of chilling and stuff, I mean, most of these players absolutely open to taking pictures with you. And it's crazy because, like, it's not like other events, exhibitions, where the top players are always off in their little dressing rooms or side rooms or behind red tape or anything like that. These players are everywhere. They're everywhere, right? So you will run into all sorts of people, and that's one of the greatest things about the FGC. When you go to an actual FGC event, all the BS that you see online in social media, like, you go to an event and a lot of times you're like, I don't even know how this is the same scene that I see online. Like, you'll see this guy who you thought was a jerk and he's just like, hey, what's up? Yeah, go take picture. Da, 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 da. You know, like that. It's just crazy, right? There's a lot of nuts things going on over there. So should be excited. Yeah. Jamie Lee Curtis, yes, did attend dressed as Vega, as Claw, to hide herself, but she made good friends with a couple of people in the FGC, and that is accurate at the time, Investigation Cone, but now currently Jamie Lee Curtis attended dressed as Claw a while ago when her daughter wanted to attend. So that is the situation now. So we will respect that. Absolutely respect that. So Hi, Nathan. You are rubbing against the microphone here. But there's a lot to do. And then on top of that, you're in Vegas, right? And a lot of people are mad because, like, oh my God, Vegas is so expensive. Yes, a bottle of water is going to cost you $8. Okay? So here's my recommendation. When you first get to Evo, okay, on the Strip, there is a Walgreens there. Take an Uber, take a Lyft. When you first get to Vegas, go to the Walgreens and buy a bunch of bottles of water. Use the free ice machines they have to keep them cold. There will be water fountains at Evo. There will be, but there are going to be a lot of times you're going to want some water where you're not in the Evo ballroom and you go to the convenience store and it's $7 for a bottle of water and you're like, what the year that everyone was paying tooth and nail for water at Evo was not Evo's fault. That's a Vegas thing. Vegas does this intentionally. So go to that Walgreens, buy a bunch of water, bring it back to your hotel room, buy a bunch of snacks, buy a bunch of fruit juices, sodas, orange juice, whatever, and keep a stash in your hotel room because you will be going back to your hotel room quite often. It's very tiring because there's a lot to take in and you will be doing a lot of walking. You will be doing a lot of walking, unfortunately. But that is a huge recommendation. And yeah, that's another thing too, is the rooms will be very far from the ballroom. Okay. So expect a long walk. A lot of the restaurants there in the Mandalay Bay area are very expensive. Take recommendations from people all over the place. There is a mall-like area in between Luxor and the Mandalay Bay that has a lot of restaurants there. I went to the taco place there. The taco place is amazing. Don't get the pasta at the pizza place over there. It's not very good. But the prices there are, while expensive, are not going to be as expensive as some of the other restaurants in the Mandalay Bay area. But the thing is, if you do have the budget to spend, go see some shows. Go try out some of the buffets. Try the Wicked Spoon in the Cosmopolitan if you want, because it's one of the most unique buffets. It's very expensive, but it's very unique, and the food there is unique, and it's really, really good. If you really want to try the best spaghetti marinara you've ever had, go to Scarpetta's in the Cosmopolitan. There's a lot of things. People are going to be suggesting things all over the place over there. Penn and Teller, yeah, you can definitely check them out over there. Please bring deodorant. Please shower. Like, just even if that's not something you normally do every day, please shower every day. You're not paying for the water. You're renting out a hotel room. Use it. Take advantage of the free water. Take advantage of the free water, please. And all the soap and shampoo and everything over there, please. Please, 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 please. The Egg Slut is also at Cosmopolitan as well. Yes. Yes, that's the name of the restaurant over there. But, I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do. Go to breakfast places. That other people are going to have to help you with. I don't know a lot of good breakfast places in Vegas, to be honest with you, because a lot of people aren't up for breakfast. Mon Ami Gabi at the Paris last year. There you go. Perfect. I mean, yeah, you avoid the Strip, but if this is your first time in Vegas and you want to see what the Strip is about, you can check it out. You can see... Oh God, I'm gonna say this and it's gonna sound so bad, but you can see the coked out cosplayers on the Vegas Strip sometimes, and you can see all the people trying to hand you the strip club cards all over the place. Dude, there was a Buzz Lightyear at Vegas one time. I mean, he was definitely Buzzed Lightyear, and like, God, like, I saw him and like, I couldn't stop laughing, dude. I couldn't stop laughing, dude. Seriously. Like, every time I thought about him, like, I just started cracking up, dude. The face that he had on was just amazing. Yes. So the Pinball Museum is another place that I go to every year. Mandalay, the Pinball Museum is really, really great to check out as well. Especially, obviously, if you like pinballs and such. But there's a lot of stuff to do in Vegas as well, which is one of the reasons why Evo moved to Vegas. Like a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, Vegas is expensive. It's a tourist trap, whatever like that. Dude, the years that it was Cal Poly Pomona, do you know what there was to do after they kicked us out of the venue? There was nothing to do in Pomona. Okay, sure, you're on the campus that the Gattaca office building is in, but there was nothing to do at all. And the beautiful thing about Vegas is that it is a 24/7 land, right? Like, even if most restaurants are closed, there's always like one thing that's still open 24/7 in the venue. You can grab some crappy pizza or something, but something is open. The gift shops are always going to be open. So that's one of the convenient things, is that if you are done with Evo, but you still want to do more, you're not ready to sleep, at least you have stuff to do, right? Honestly. However, what I will say is, because this is record temperatures this year, in the daytime, be very, very wary of going outside. Please make sure you try to traverse between casinos, either by using the indoor walkways through some of them, but every time you go outside in the daytime, you will die. I mean, literally, someone has had their shoes melt walking on the asphalt, crossing the Vegas Strip street. Okay, that's how hot it gets out there. So please make sure, yes, like Toshin said, stay hydrated. And make sure, like, if you do want to walk around a little bit, save it for nighttime, which will still be hot. But if worse comes to worse, you know, get Ubers and just make sure you ride an air-conditioned car back and forth to places. So it's not humid, right? So if you're used to humid hot, that's not what this is. This is not humid hot here. I don't know why I haven't changed the view back. I've been looking at this camera this whole time. So, but yeah, yes, there's a monorail that goes to certain hotels and casinos and such. So, definitely a lot of alternative ways to get around. So make sure you remember that. Make sure you remember that. But again, that's just, you know, if you want to do something outside of Evo. And the greatest thing is that you can. You can. I recommend a lot of the Cirque du Soleil shows. If you really like Chinese opera kind of things, go see Ka. If you're a fan of the Beatles, go see Love. If you want to see Michael Jackson, it's right there in the Mandalay Bay. You can see the Michael Jackson Cirque du Soleil show, etc., etc. So, there's a lot. But even within Evo itself, there's a lot to do. So, if you have, if you're going there as a competitor and you know you're not good and you're just going there for the experience and something like that, Usher is there now? Usher replaced Michael Jackson? Dang, okay. Don't sweat your results. Don't sweat your results at all. Go there, go 0-2, but absorb the environment. Soak it in. See and hang out, make friends, like check out the thing, go sit in the audience and watch everybody get hype over moments and stuff like that. It's just, it's such a cool environment to be in. And honestly, soaking it up and absorbing it is my advice all the time, because there is just so much to take in. If there's anything about the fighting game community that will convince you that the fighting game community is awesome, Evo is going to do it for you, because like I said, you're just in a giant ballroom. It's like I said, it takes like almost 10 minutes. At least it almost took 10 minutes to walk from one side of the ballroom to the other at Evo last year. It was far. I don't know if 10 minutes is an exaggeration or is it long enough to describe how long it took to walk across that ballroom, because I felt like I should have been paid by the mile, to be honest with you. It was far, dude. It was far. But even then, the badges they've gotten better at it. Definitely better, yeah. Yeah, and remember, no matter what, if you go 0-2, you're tied with 1,600 other players. Don't feel bad. 25% of every double elimination tournament goes 0-2. So, one question I've had is how will they logistically run a tournament with this many people in 3 days? Lots of judges, lots of stations. That's it. Lakesis, if you weren't in the chat earlier when I was talking about this, you look at that many players, you like, I need to run it in this amount of time. How many stations do I need? That is how you calculate it. It's not, I have this many stations. How am I going to run a tournament with this many people? If you're running a tournament that way, stop. Learn to be a better TO. Like, literally. Like, I don't want to be a jerk, but if you're running a major, obviously if you're running a local, there's nothing you can do about it because you can't just get more machines. But if you are something like Evo, CEO, Combo Breaker, etc., you see how many players are registered. You know how much time you have. You divide that time and you find out how many stations you need and you rent/buy that many stations and tell the ballroom staff that we need this many setups. That's the answer. That's the answer. So, yeah, if you're running a tournament with limited machines, then put a cap on your tournament. Yeah, makes sense too. Oh, cool. You're going to be a judge, that means, Scene? Awesome. And shout outs to all the judges. And yes, it used to be a volunteer position a long time ago, but there was a lot of people got angry about it, and rightfully so. And thankfully, Evo then switched over, and now Evo judges are paid. They get unique items that only judges get, etc., etc. It's really, really cool. Yeah, and yeah, if you've ever only watched on stream, like 95% of the matches are off stream until top few are narrowed down. Dude, do they need 3 streams to run Street Fighter 6 so that we can see a at least decent amount of matches, you know? Yeah, I believe the judges are guaranteed a finals ticket as well, so. Yeah, see, that means Scene did it for free for many years, dude. Yeah, the volunteers are, well, I mean, they're getting paid, so I wouldn't even call them volunteers anymore. They're being hired. They're being hired, essentially, so. But also, remember, if you volunteer just for the lulz, remember, being a judge is stressful, okay? Being a judge is stressful, and there's a lot of responsibility, because you can make or break someone's event completely. Like, I have to emphasize that. You can absolutely ruin someone's weekend. It's happened many times. There have been, and again, I'm not blaming the judges, but there have been judges that have gotten so stressed out that they just left before they finished their pool. But again, that also might just be because some of the players are being assholes, right? Like, yes, like Hackendale says, it goes both ways, and be nice and respectful to the judges as well. It is a tough thing. Dirt cheap minimum pay. I mean, look, it's better than just being a volunteer, right? And I don't even think it's dirt cheap anymore. That mean Scene might be able to even tell us. I mean, if you volunteered last year, you'd actually be able to you'd probably be able to say how much you guys got paid last year. I don't think it's like a secret or anything like that, but dude, it's tough being a judge at Evo. It really is. Because you are wrangling people, and again, if you ever become a judge at Evo, do not ever run the entire winner's bracket first and then go to the loser's bracket. Please do not do that. Please do not do that. 1 round of winners, 2 rounds of losers. 1 round of winners, 2 rounds of losers. 1 round of winners, 2 rounds of losers. Always, 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 always. That minimizes the average amount of wait time for every player in the bracket. If you run the entire winner's bracket first, whoever loses winner's finals will be sitting there forever waiting for the loser's bracket to finish. before he plays his next match. He will be waiting there forever. So again, winners, losers, losers. Winners, losers, losers. Winners, losers, losers. That's how you run it. They will tell you that at the judges training session that will take place on Thursday night. So there is always a judges class that they will give for the new time judges out there. So, but there's a lot to do at Evo. It's good times. It's fun. It's fun. And like I said, I know I'm biased and I know my experience is always going to be vastly different than everybody else's because I'm, quote, a beloved member of the community. So everybody who sees me is going to be like, oh my God, James, oh, cool. Or I'm going to be like, yo, I haven't seen you in years. Oh, you know, I'm not going to say that nobody's going to have a bad experience there. I'm sure, look, assholes are there, dude. Assholes are there. But for the most part, almost everybody I always talk to at Evo, I'm like, hey, is this your first Evo? They're like, yeah. I'm like, are you having a great time? They're always like, dude, I'm coming back next year. Like, I had no idea. And I'm bringing friends with me next year. You know, that's why Evo keeps growing. Because everybody who goes there the first time brings friends the next year. It happens all the time. It's just, it's an experience. It is an absolute experience that you will never experience anywhere else because you are a fighting game fan, right? Obviously, if you're a fan of poker, like going to see World Series of Poker is going to be a better experience for you. But if you're all sitting here watching me on this stream right now, you're a fighting game fan, that means you are going to have a blast at Evo, honestly. So, that's all. I mean, I went way too long on what to do at Evo over here, but there's a lot to do. So, thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any other questions, please leave it in the comments below. Let me know if you have any other questions about Evo, and I'll be more than happy to help. Yeah, the TLDR, have fun, like Hagenel says. Absolutely, absolutely. But if you enjoy this content, again, please like and subscribe. Thank you guys for continuing to tune in to all of my content here. I appreciate all of you guys. My viewership is definitely on the rise, and I'm really happy about that. So thank all of you guys for your support and everything. But also, keep playing fighting games, keep enjoying fighting games, and remember, the weekend, the day that this podcast graced your ears is the most important day of your life. But for me,
it was Tuesday.